So, hi everyone! Good day! So, ngayon, we're here in chapter 22 na, no? So, the chapter 22 titled The Trial of Rizal. So, sa title pa lang, meron na tayong idea kung ano at tungkol saan ang pag-uusapan natin sa life ni Rizal. But before we dive in, I am Yashan BNA Baston. Together with Miss Farhana Mangakop, we are the presenters of this chapter titled The Trial of Rizal. So guys, samahan nyo kaming tuklasin at alamin ang mga pangyayari, mga kaganapan sa chapter 22. So there is a quotation of Rizal. Dito tayo magsisimula. So it says here, I have always loved my poor country, and I am sure I shall love her to the last moment. Even though men are perhaps unjust to me, my future, my life, my joys, all this I have sacrificed for my love for her. So, ang quotation na ito ay tungkol sa pagmamahal ni Rizal sa bansang Pilipinas. He always loved his poor country. Kaya nga, di ba, pinaglaban niya ito against sa mga Spaniards. Pero yung way niya ng pakikipaglaban para sa bansang Pilipinas is hindi naging madugo. Instead, ginamit niya ang kanyang intellect and kagalingan sa pagsusulat. Ang pagmamahal ni Rizal sa bansang Pilipinas ay dala-dala niya hanggang sa kanyang huling araw. Kahit na naging unfair, naging injustice ang lahat ng mga kasamaang ginawa sa kanya ng kanyang mga kalaban, his future, his life, his joys, all of these ay sinakripisyo ni Rizal because of his love for his motherland, which is ay ang bansang Pilipinas. Unknown to Rizal was the Machiavellian plot hatched by his enemies to liquidate him. By the way guys, when we say Machiavellian plot, it refers to a scheme or plan that is deceitful, cunning, and manipulative. So after ng revolution started, a week after, si Rizal ay umalis ng Manila papuntang Spain, intending to go to Cuba para makahelp doon and magamit ang kanyang medical skill against sa epidemic yellow fever outbreak. However, hindi pa man siya nakarating sa Spain, he was arrested and kinulong siya sa Barcelona. Later on, ibinalik si Rizal papuntang Manila and ikinulong siya sa Fort Santiago. So, gusto siyang patayin ng kanyang mga kalaban and ayun nga, nagtagumpay sila sa pagtapos ng buhay ni Rizal. So, ang trial ni Rizal ay ginanap noong December 26, 1896 and ang result ay unfair. So, naging unfair ang result. And Rizal was sentenced to death by firing squad and was approved by Governor Camilo G. de Polavieja. And he was executed on December 30, 1896. Rescue attempts by the Katipunan. As early as during Rizal's exile in the Pitan, the Katipunan, which ay isang secret revolutionary society na itinatag ni Andres Bonifacio, was deeply concerned sa buhay ni Rizal. Si Dr. Pio Valenzuela, which ay isang secret emissary ng Katipunan. By the way, when we say emissary, it is a person sent on a special mission, usually as a diplomatic representative. So, ayun na nga, si Dr. Pio Valenzuela ay ang emissary ng Katipunan to the Pitan. He told Rizal in the course of their interview on the night of June 21, 1896 about sa plano ng Katipunan na itataka siya through ship papuntang Japan. But, Rizal disapproved about this plan kaya it was not carried out. Later, in the early days of August 1896, before the outbreak of revolution, Rizal was boarded on a cruiser called Castilla na nooy naka-anchored sa Manila Bay, which ay under sa Spanish colonial authorities. Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, and other brave Katipuneros plotted to rescue Rizal. Jacinto and other brave Katipuneros, disguised as sailors on the motor launch Caridad, were able to board the cruiser. Nilapitan ni Jacinto si Rizal na nooy nasa deck And he whispered to him, "We are Katipuneros. We are heavily armed, and we come to rescue you." But Rizal, for the second time, graciously refused to be rescued by the Katipuneros. "Please leave me alone. I know what I have to do," sagot ni Rizal kay Jacinto. Makakatakas na sana si Rizal sa tulong ng mga Katipuneros. Ngunit mas pinili niyang magstay sa kamay ng mga Spaniards rather than flee like a common felon. Being a man of honor, ang akala ni Rizal na ang Spanish colonial authorities were also honorable men. Yun ay ang kanyang naging pagkakamali. Last trip to Spain. So, sa loob ng 26 days, from August 6 to September 2, 1896, Rizal stayed on board the Castilla. Meanwhile, portentous events surged. August 29, the Katipunan plot rise in arms against Spain. And this plan of them was discovered by Father Mariano Hill, an Augustinian parish priest of Tondo. August 26, Bonifacio and the Filipino patriots raised the cry of Balintawak. So dito na nga nagsimula ang Philippine Revolution. At long last, the national struggle for Filipino freedom was on. Nung nabalitaan ni Rizal ang planong ito ng Katipunan ay hindi na siya nagulat. His only worry was that the Spanish authorities might dictate him with bloody struggles. August 30, 4 days after ng cry of Balintawak, si Rizal ay nakatanggap ng letter from Governor Blanco wishing him happiness. With this letter were 2 additional letters of recommendation for the Minister of War, General Marcelo de Azcaraga, Philippine-born Spaniard, at ng Minister of Colonies. September 3, 1896, Rizal left on board the steamer Isla de Panay. Ika-4 na beses na ni Rizal, he had left Manila Bay for abroad. So sa mga panahon yan, malala na ang mga nangyayari, particularly sa mga provinces sa Manila. On the eve ng pag-alis ni Rizal, ay sumulat siya sa kanyang ina na si Doña Teodora. "Do not worry about anything. We are all in the hands of divine providence. Not all who go to Cuba die. Anyway, if one has to die, it is better to die doing some good." Saad ni Rizal sa kanyang sulat sa kanyang ina na si Doña Teodora. Rizal in Singapore. So, gabi ng September 7, nang dumating ang steamer kung saan nakasakay si Rizal sa Singapore British Colony. Kinaumagahan, si Don Pedro Rojas at ang kanyang anak si Perikin na kapapasahero ni Rizal ay bumaba na ng ship. Rizal's friends, including na nga itong si Don Pedro Rojas, ay pinayuhan niya si Rizal na wag nang manatili sa ship. Ngunit, as expected, si Rizal ay hindi nakinig sa payo ni Don Rojas. "No, I cannot be a fugitive. I am not afraid, for I am innocent," sabi ni Rizal. Arrest and imprisonment. Hapon ng September 30 nang umalis ang ship na kung saan nakasakay si Rizal and was cruising the Mediterranean Sea, inaresto si Rizal ng ship's keeper. By the way, when we say ship's keeper, it is an informal term for a ship's captain. So, balik tayo. So, inaresto si Rizal ni Captain Alemany. So, si Captain Alemany ang captain nga. So, si Captain Alemany ang captain ng ship na sinakyan ni Rizal. So, inutusan si Captain Alemany na arestuhin si Rizal. Utos galing sa Manila through telegraphic. Nakaramdam ng poot si Rizal sa pangyayaring yon. Kinulong si Rizal sa kanyang cabin sa buong oras ng kanilang paglalayag. October 3, dumating ang Isla de Panay. So, yung Isla de Panay pala guys, yan yung name ng ship na kung saan nakasakay si Rizal. So, October 3, dumating ito sa Barcelona. Early in the morning of the next day, nagising si Rizal sa kanyang cabin dahil sa malakas na tunog ng artillery. Artillery, these are large guns that shoot over long distances. Dahil sa araw pala na yon, ang syudad ay nagsa-celebrate ng Feast Day of St. Francis of Assisi. October 6 at 5 a.m., Rizal was moved ashore at Montjuic Castle, which was built on top of Montjuic Hill sa Barcelona, Spain. General Despujol, the same man who banished Rizal to Dapitan in 1892, which sa panahong yon ay commander siya ng Catalonia with jurisdiction over Montjuic Castle, ay binisita niya si Rizal sa kanyang selda. And kinagabihan at 8 p.m., Colon, the Manila-bound steamer with Rizal on board, left Barcelona. Unsuccessful rescue in Singapore. News of Rizal's unpleasant situation sa kamay ng mga Spanish authorities ay nakarating sa kanyang mga kaibigan sa Europe at Singapore. From London, sina Dr. Antonio Marias Regidor at Sixto Lopez dispatched frantic telegrams sa isang English lawyer sa Singapore named Mr. Ford para i-rescue si Rizal sa Spanish steamer pag dumating ito sa Singapore by a writ of habeas corpus. By the way, when we say writ of habeas corpus, it is used to bring a prisoner or detainee before the court to determine if the person's imprisonment or detention is lawful, since Rizal was wrongfully convicted. Nung dumating ang Colon kung saan nakasakay si Rizal sa Singapore, meanwhile, Mr. Ford instituted proceedings sa Singapore court for the removal of Rizal from the steamer, which is yung steamer Colon. The most important point of Mr. Ford's legal contention is that si Rizal ay ikinulong illegally sa loob ng Spanish steamer. Unfortunately, the Singapore judge denied the writ on the ground that ang Colon was carrying Spanish troops papuntang Pilipinas. Hence, it is a warship ng foreign power. Back to Manila. November 3, lumating sa Manila ang steamer kung saan nakasakay si Rizal. Noon, si Rizal, under heavy guard, ay dinala siya sa Port Santiago. So, while si Rizal ay nakadetain sa Port Santiago, pinagbawalan siyang makipag-communicate. The Spanish authorities fish evidence against him. Many Filipino patriots such as Deodato Arellano, Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Moises Salvador, Jose Dizon, Domingo Franco, Timoteo Paez, these people ay pinahirapan. They were brutally tortured to implicate Rizal. Even si Pasiano, na kuya ni Rizal, ay inaresto at pinahirapan din. Tiniis ni Pasiano ang lahat ng pagpapahirap sa kanya ng Spanish authorities kaysa pirmahan ang damaging statement incriminating his brother Jose Rizal. Sobra ang pagpapahirap kay Pasiano. His body was shattered on the torture rack and ang kanyang left hand was crushed by the screw. But his valiant Asian spirit ay nanatili. Ang kanyang katapangan ay nanatili sa kabila ng pagpapahirap sa kanya ng Spanish authorities. Preliminary investigation. November 20, the preliminary investigation kay Rizal ay nagsimula. Rizal, the accused, appeared before the judge advocate, Colonel Francis Olive. Rizal was subjected to a grueling 5-day investigation. So, sinabi sa kanya ang mga kaso laban sa kanya. Sinagot ni Rizal ang mga tanong sa kanya ng judge advocate, but he was not permitted to confront those who testified against him. So, there are two evidence na inilabas laban kay Rizal. These are the documentary and testimonial. So, mauuna tayo kay documentary. So, this documentary, consisted of 15 exhibits as follows. Number 1, sulat ni Antonio Luna kay Mariano Ponce, dated Madrid, October 16, 1888, na nagpapakita na si Rizal ay may connection sa Filipino Reform Campaign sa Spain. Second ay ang sulat ni Rizal sa kanyang pamilya, dated Madrid, August 20, 1890. So, nakalagay sa letter na naging okay raw ang deportations and hihikayatin nila ang mga tao na kasuklaman ang tyranny. So, itong tyranny, ito na yung cruel, harsh, and unfair na pamumuno. Since, diba, sa pananakop ng mga Spaniards, naging cruel and oppressive ang kanilang pamumuno sa Pilipinas. Number 3, sulat galing kay Marcelo H. Del Pilar para kay Deodato Arellano, dated Madrid, January 7, 1889, implicating Rizal in the propaganda campaign in Spain. Number 4, a poem na pinamagatang Kundiman. Allegedly, isinulat ni Rizal noong September 12, 1891. This poem is as follows. This Kundiman by Rizal evokes a deep love of Rizal for Philippines while nasa Europe siya studying. Kundiman also symbolizes his connection sa kanyang homeland na bansang Pilipinas, encouraging pride in Filipino culture and unity for progress. The poem conveys perseverance, optimism, and the longing for freedom. Overall, Kundiman encourages Filipinos to cherish their heritage and work together for a better future. So, number 5, sulat ni Carlos Oliver sa isang unidentified individual, dated Barcelona, September 18, 1891, nakasulat sa ito na si Rizal daw ang makakapagpalaya sa Pilipinas from the unjust treatment of the Spanish. Number 6, a Masonic document dated Manila, February 9, 1892, honoring Rizal for his patriotic services. Number 7, a letter signed Di Masalang, Rizal's pseudonym. Pseudonym means alias. Bilang isang leader ng reform movement of Filipino students sa Spain, Rizal contributed essays, allegories, poems, and editorials sa isang Spanish newspaper, La Solidaridad in Barcelona. In this case, gumamit siya ng pen names such as Di Masalang, Laong Laan, and May Pag-asa. Sa letter na yun, ang ginamit niyang pen name was signed by Di Masalang na pen name ni Rizal to Ten Luz, which Juan Zulueta's pseudonym. Dated Hong Kong, May 24, 1892. So, nakalagay sa letter na he was preparing a safe refuge for Filipinos who may persecuted by the Spanish authorities. Number 8, a letter under Rizal's pseudonym Di Masalang to an identified committee, dated Hong Kong, June 1, 1892, soliciting the aid of the community in the patriotic work. Number 9, isang anonymous at walang nakatalang petsa na sulat para sa editor ng Hong Kong Telegraph disapproving the banishment of Rizal in Dapitan. Number 10, sulat ni Ildefonso Laurel para kay Rizal, dated Manila, September 3, 1892, nakalagay sa sulat na ang Filipino people mataas ang tingin kay Rizal dahil siya ang tinuturing nilang savior. Number 11, a letter of Rizal Segundo, dated Manila, September 17, 1893, informing an unidentified correspondent of the arrest and banishment of Doroteo Cortez and Ambrosio Salvador. Number 12, sulat ni Marcelo H. Del Pilar kay Don Juan A. Tenluz, si Juan Zulueta, dated Madrid, June 1, 1893, recommending the establishment of a special organization, Independent Masonry, to help the cause of Filipino people. Number 13, Transcript ng speech ni Pinky Ann, which is the pseudonym of Emilio Jacinto in the Katipunan. Sa reunion ng Katipunan on July 23, 1893, in which the following cry was uttered: "Long live the Philippines! Long live liberty! Long live Dr. Rizal! Unity!" Number 14, transcript of speech ni Tik-Tik, which is the pseudonym of Jose Toriano Santiago in the Katipunan. So, sa parehas na event, which is yung reunion ng mga Katipuneros, sumigaw sila ng "Long live the eminent Dr. Rizal! Death to the oppressor nation!" So, sa last, no, number 15, a poem by Laong Laan. So, si Laong Laan is also Rizal's pen name, no, gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina. So, ang tulang yon ay pinamagatang Atalisay. Kung saan, no, ang author ng tula, which is si Rizal, Laong Laan, makes the Pitan School boys sing na alam nila kung paano ipaglaban ang kanilang mga karapatan. So, I think that would be all sa part ko. So, ngayon, ipagpapatuloy na ni Miss Farhana Mangakop ang discussion sa Chapter 22. So, thank you guys!